Slayer, 20% cull. Easy. Or it just doesn't do anything. Oh, Divine Orb! This guy reaches more than I do damage! Look at these! What the fuck? Yo, Archnem is back! That's loot, man. Premeditation, Twisted Memory, and the Conqueror map. And we get shield. 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 No. Stop. Boots. Shield and boots. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, recap of day 3 of the Crucible League, as well as day 2 of the Cyclone Shockwave Slayer that I made out of the Rage Vortex Berserk, since Rage Vortex is still buggy and doesn't feel that great compared to this one. So, yeah, pretty basic stuff as of right now, but we've cleared the Atlas for now. That means 115 of 115 maps, including all bonus objectives, so that one is clear. As well, we did our quest, Searing Exarch and Eater of Worlds, and I started to get the first favorite map slots. So basically, the character itself could have a bit more damage, but unfortunately, all the upgrades that might be interesting are quite expensive, and I decided as of right now, to just grind it out, you know, just pop in like some tier 14, 15, 16 maps, get some Maven Witnesses. Actually decided to self-farm these kind of things, because usually at this point of the league, if I really want to push hard, you know, I would spend all my currency now to buy a Conqueror map, to buy the fragments, and just do all of that stuff. And if I cannot, if I'm not able to do it myself, I'm just gonna get a carry and get my 4 Void Stones and start farming tier 16 Crimson Temples, for example, right? This is what I usually would do. But I decided, since PoE trade is so buggy, like it's offline half the day, it's so like annoying to try to buy any upgrades. If you're playing yourself, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But instead, I did like use my Atlas tree still from like the beginning with a 4 times map sustain, some strong boxes, essences and stuff. And now I opted in for the Conqueror maps, the Elder and Shaper maps, as well as possible synthesized maps with a little bit of Searing Exarch. But I'm not really playing too many altars, and honestly I'm skipping most of the essences because I don't know why, but I mean, I know why, but these monsters are just so freaking hard right now, and I don't even want to click on any altars either, because my build is not you know, I'm not like going in and just click on everything and YOLO everything and one-shot everything, right? It's just not there, or not just yet there. So I'm trying to do it as easy as possible. Literally, I can go my maps, trying to get some of the Conqueror maps and other maps that I can sell. I think Conqueror is still for like 25 chaos a piece. If I find Guardian maps, then I just run them myself and get the fragments going and stuff like that. And I decided to just do it this way. And at some point, I'm gonna get my next Conqueror map. I sold the last 2 that I got. Then we're gonna get this favorite map slot, and then I'm just gonna continue doing that, right? Because, for example, let's see. I think a Guardian map itself, I had one somewhere. Kind of forgot where I put it in. I actually ran it. But yeah, I think like a Guardian map is like about 13 chaos, and the fragment is going for 13 chaos, and trade set is offline again, as always. So basically you can say the fragments are usually the same price as of the Guardian map itself, but once you run the Guardian map, you get the loot from the map, as well as like additional map sustain, and you still get your currency back by the fragments, basically, right? But yeah, this is what I'm doing right now, just trying to get upgrades. So let's run a map here, and then we talk about the upgrades that I've done from yesterday, and what is the next thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run a good old Crimson Temple. At the moment it's tier 15 because of the 2 Void Stones. And since I know that I'm gonna drop a Mage Blood card finally, maybe, Hopium. So yeah, based on auras, don't get fooled, I have more auras in that I can actually use. I also checked this in PUB, the right one, so I'm currently not running Pride and I'm not running Blood and Sand, right? I have here one link open. This would be for a potential Enlightened Gem, but it works as of right now. I do still run the usual Shockwave Cyclone. I'm actually going to put in the transmog so you actually see what's going on, because I actually play without it just because, you know, red character with white circles. But yeah, build itself is doing okay. It just depends on what you want to do. You know, like, some Essence monsters are okay, some Essence monsters are just like, feels like unbeatable, or take like a lot of effort to actually maybe be able to kill it, right? So I think like it's kind of a waste of time if you cannot do it fluently, right? So here is an Essence. Let's get some totems down here. Berserk is on, and let's see. Well, this is actually one of the doable Essences. But some of the other Essences, especially when they come with like life regen and I don't know, like kind of physical... Oh wait, we got the hideout. Damn. I'm gonna ask later on in guild if somebody needs that. It's actually a pretty rare hideout though. But yeah, so this is the current plan. It's still like, as I said, Cyclone, you just right click and profit. We are Pure Fizz Impale, and the next upgrade path is, well, I think I'm gonna talk about that one once we are reaching talk about the gearing aspect. Now we're gonna just enjoy some spin to win action and maybe get the Apothecary card, because I would really like to have some special drops, because, bro, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty unlucky in this league, okay? Let's say it like that. But I wouldn't say this is something that is out of norm, because my league starts are usually not really lucky at all, you know? Like, in the guild, they posted Mage Bloods and a Mirror Drop and, you know, Apothecary card of stack decks, and then I look at my character and I'm like, I mean, at least I found 2 Divines, right? My Void Stone got me a Barracks Pass Ring, so that wasn't that good either. So a friend of mine bought another Void Stone key just to see what he gets, and he got the Replica Pharos 4, and I'm like, yeah, game is great. Game is sometimes great. But yeah, as you see, tier 15 map, 2 Void Stones, as of right now, not really a big deal, as long as you don't choose it up, because then it gets kind of wild. But I don't think that it's necessary to do so, because, you know, you always want to maintain a reasonable amount of speed. And if you cannot do any high essences, if you cannot do any juice maps or scarabs or, I don't know, freaking 100% daily, then just don't do it, right? In the worst case scenario, and I'm really say it as I mean it, because I literally went through the same thing today. When I upgraded all my gems, they were all low level. I couldn't even run a high tier map, like a tier 11 map. So I literally started with a couple of white tier maps, got into yellow tier maps, and, you know, before I do nothing, I just do it this way. And I think it's like better to just, you know, as long as you're playing the game, you're making currency. And I even started to push Delph because I was running out of maps and stuff. So I had like a Delph city over here. So I'm just like just playing the game and just converting currency basically, and just stacking everything up, getting maps here and there, some sales, and yeah, let's talk about the upgrades that I've done from yesterday. Basically, item wise, there is 2 additions. So all these items here are still the same from yesterday. I got this Circle of Guild Ring with Onslaught on hit, because speed is love, speed is life. That's why I bought it. I got this one for 1.5 divines. It was basically the 1 divine 80 chaos that I had on stash yesterday. And I think it's worth it, I guess. I mean, it's Onslaught on hit, so these rings usually go for a lot more, and it was the only one on and offline. It was in for like 1.5 divines, so I said, like, you know what, I'll just snag that. If it's gonna be a massive upgrade, I don't think so, because it's still buff effect and mana reservation, not buff effect and fizz damage, because that would probably go for like, I don't know, like a 20 divines or something. But I think still for 1.5 divines, that was a pretty good trade. Then, based on other upgrades, I fixed my flasks somewhat. I got a life flask now, an actual life flask with bleed immunity, Lion's Roar, a diamond flask with crit, granite flask or grand flask with armor, and a quicksilver flask with movement speed. I am ailment immune from my 3 Grand Spectrum jewels that I'm still having, and I have like 1 rare jewel, which is just like a double multi and life jewel, so that's pretty okay. We're currently level 91. So I was thinking, like, the upgrades that I wanted to buy, like cluster jewels and stuff, they are like 2 divines, 3 divines, 4 divines, sometimes even more than that. So I was like, what other upgrades could I get? Since I wasn't really getting any like big ticket item that I'm like, okay, this sells for like 5 divines or anything like that, right? So I decided to buy alternate quality gems instead. So I checked all of my, since I was like getting all my gems level 20, I resetted them with a GCP, so they are, wait, I probably can show that. Surely having some kind of like 20 gem over here. Last damage taken, for example. So on League Start, I usually always just level up my gems. Once they hit level 20, you sell them with a Gem Cutter's Prison, and they're gonna get reset to level 1, but therefore with 20% quality. So that's what I did basically for all of my gems. And for the ones that I think that would be better suited as an alternate quality, I actually just bought all the alternate qualities on top of that to just have like all the gems, because I'm mapping anyway, so I can level the gems passive, and they were like 10, 20 chaos, an alternate quality gem, and I think at some point they're gonna be more expensive and whatnot. So, for example, Divergent Mark on hit is like increased damage taken by marked enemies. We have like an Anomalous Assassin's Mark, cursed enemies take increased damage on top of that. Berserk with CDR, then we have Divergent Cyclone for more movement speed. We have Anomalous Infused Channeling for increased effect of infusion. Divergent Shockwave for more CDR on the Shockwave internal cooldown. I got myself 2 Awakened gems, so Awakened Malefice and Awakened Brutality. Malefice was like 70 chaos and Brutality like 80 chaos, so they're still like affordable, right? Both together are actually a divine, but you know, I think as a complete character, you always have to think about it's a big puzzle, and all you're gonna do is collecting those puzzle pieces and put them together to actually have like the full picture, basically, right? I'm still rocking like my 500 DPS weapon. It's pretty mediocre to say the least. I would say 500 DPS is like not really anything. There is like even Fizz staffs for like over 1000 DPS on the market right now. So people are getting crazy with the items, but so are the prices. So maybe I'm able to upgrade that at some point, but then I actually need to get another 6-link on my chest, because, you know, 6-linking an item can get very expensive, and I don't know if I want to spend that kind of currency as of right now. And I bought the Magnate belt, which is a belt that says, or has a chance to deal double damage above 200 strength and triple damage above 400 strength. We're having 400 plus strength, so we are having both of these effects. Then we have increased flask charges gained, which is pretty nice, all resistance strength. So a pretty decent belt, goes for like, I think like 70 or 80 chaos or something based on the rolls. But yeah, so basically I got a Circle of Guild, I got the Magnate, and I fixed my flasks, and that is pretty much it. So next upgrades would definitely be maybe a ring with minus mana cost, so I can actually get like a life resistance ring. Then an amulet would be nice with anointments. The one that I want to go, the Strangothorn or something, is like 3 or 4 divines. Then you have to count in a bunch of like maybe a divine or 2 for anointments, but I'm not even running an anointment, so that would actually be one of the better upgrades in my opinion, because anointments are very strong. You know, just if you go Panopticon, if you're running War Chief and Protector, for example, that's like a big boost of damage. Maybe other like big life nodes, Discipline and Training, for example. So amulet with anointment would be nice, a ring would be nice. Other than that, in my skill tree, I think all like these nice jewels to have: Forbidden Flame Flash, a Watcher's Eye with +2 Impale, I don't know, maybe a Storm Shroud jewel with like getting avoid being shocked on your boots, maybe an Abyss jewel, stuff like that. This is like a bit out of reach. I don't even know how much the Storm Shroud jewel is currently going for. I just remember perfect ones were like 8 divines last league. What is it? Storm Shroud? Storm Shroud, there we go. They're currently going for, yeah, 5 divines. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really need or want to save up for an item like that. I'd rather get, like, a better weapon. Maybe a cheap, corrupted 6-link with the right socket color, so I can put my Cyclone in the chest and then just try to get, like, a 700 Fizz DPS weapon to, you know, get my damage to a better level. I think survivability-wise, we're pretty much set. Legions kinda suck, I just say how it is, but we have Overleech as Slayer, so that works for the most part. The only thing where I'm dying actually is from Chaos, like Poison, stuff like that, but with negative 50 Chaos res, this is kinda to be expected in that case, right? But for hits itself, we're pretty resilient, because I spec'd into a couple of Endurance charges with additional regen for the Rage Sustain with the KM Spirit Gloves. So we have like 5 endurance charges that we can sustain with the smashing strikes, 10% chance to gain an endurance charge or melee critical strike. We are a crit build, so we're basically, as long as we're hitting something, we have permanent endurance charges up. So this is like less damage taking. With my Granite Flask up, I'm having like 25k armor on top of that with Molten Shell, Val Molten Shell. Then we have Fortify over here, so we basically have the mastery with melee hits Fortify. So that's another like 21% with the one additional fortification over here. It's like 21% less damage taken from hits. And then we have Berserk, which also has like a very good uptime, and it is 90% less damage taking overall. So we are having endurance charges, good amount of armor with Fortify. We have Berserk, and there was something else that I probably forgot as of right now, but doesn't matter. But as I said, on hit damage doesn't really hurt too much, even though we're only having like a 4k life, but that's about it. Good, I would say that is it for the kind of like character update as of right now. The next day will basically just be, oh nice, Chaos Trait, big, we'll just, okay, left, unfortunately. Now, basically, I'm just going to continue farming my T14, 15, 16 maps. Going to get the Maven Witnesses going, trying to farm up a Maven so I can actually get the additional, Voidstone on that as well. I'm going to try farming Conqueror maps to do them, to actually unlock Cyrus and maybe up to Uber Elder. We're going to see how that one goes in the upcoming days, but I'm going to keep you guys updated either way on a daily basis if you want to follow along. But honestly, after this like 3 days of like playing Rage Vortex and now Cyclone, I kind of know why I stayed away from like melee kind of characters, especially on League Start. And yeah, but we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna finish this entire thing, and then we're gonna check what we're gonna do afterward. Right, guys? Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.